Now here's a bonus for you, something that will help you personally and professionally. It's called the behavioral pyramid, sometimes called the spiritual pyramid. Here's how it works. Wherever you have a lack of trust or faith in your life, you will feel limited. Wherever you feel limited, you will feel afraid. And when you feel afraid, you feel angry. And anger sometimes becomes guilt. So the secret to this behavioral or spiritual pyramid is to use the first pattern, which is vertical, moving upwards. Whenever you feel angry or you've created guilt, you feel guilty or you've blamed somebody else for something, it's the same thing. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? When you feel afraid, ask yourself, why am I feeling limited? What's happening? Where are the limits in my life or in this situation? When you feel limited, ask yourself, why or where am I lacking trust or faith in this process of my life or this situation? This is a remarkable experience because every time you encounter one of these behaviors, you just move it up. Now that's the tree of life. That's the whole idea of knowledge. Adding intuition gives you wisdom of the pattern that's vertical, that will give you everything that you need in your life to understand. Moving up. If we were to use the second pattern, if we were to use horizontal, we would examine each of these through identity. The yogi would say anger has to be transformed in consciousness. Fear has to be transformed from circumstance to destiny. The limits of somebody's life have to become enlightened so there is no limit, and the trust or faith is in the essence of the person. If we're using a parallel pattern, for examining this as a numerologist, this would be a study of work. What work needs to be done to understand this anger? What work needs to be done to understand this fear? What work needs to be done to understand these limits? What work needs to be done to expose the trust and faith and then be able to create that as a discipline for yourself? All virtues, values, and qualities of life are trained. Love is something to be learned and practiced. Patience is something to be learned and practiced. Trust and faith are things to be learned and practiced. That's how we become strong. The discipline gives you the result. And if we look at the healer's point of view, the healer's approach, we're now looking at the transformation of radiance. And this transformation gives you fulfillment. So to these we would add some radiance. We would add a light and a technique of humanology in order to create the result of fulfillment. We would have vitality in each of these. So rather than anger being more vital, the vitality behind anger would give us more courage. And that vitality would give us a sense of all sense of being that's possible, all potential. And that essence of fulfillment, that essence of vitality, would give us more trust in our own process and the process of life. Simply put, wherever you have a lack of trust or faith, you will feel limited. Whenever you feel limited, you will feel afraid. And when you feel afraid, you get angry and create guilt. So when you feel guilty, or you're blaming somebody, or when you're angry, move it up a notch. Ask yourself, why am I afraid? And correct it. If you're afraid, ask yourself, why do I feel limited? And correct it. If you feel limited, ask yourself, why am I lacking trust or faith in this situation or in my life? And correct it.